God is the love in which I forgive. Hopefully we're making this connection between, say, what is our pardon or forgiveness to that which is God's love. That's really what this lesson is about. I absolutely love, is one of my all-time favorite lines and quotes of this course is right here. God does not forgive because he has never condemned. And must condemn. It's just absolutely beautiful. Now, we get into this, and there must be condemnation before forgiveness is necessary. So you still think forgiveness is about pardoning someone, as you are going through this whole lesson, likely to think that it's about pardoning someone, or the fact that you dislike somebody is the way in which you can see that you have some forgiving to do. So, and it's a forgiving necessary. Forgiveness is the great need of this world, but that is because it is a world of illusions. What? Yes, we already have a pretty good idea that it's an illusion in the sense of that dream analogy, remember? So we want to understand that, yes, forgiving someone else in that dream analogy is to forgive ourselves as the dreamer, right? Everybody in the dream is the dreamer's mind, right? So in that recognition that what is essentially illusions is not just that fact that we're going to forgive them and pardon them, but that's what we're going to be doing with essentially what this lesson's about. But in this recognition that even to forgive all illusions, the fact that you think you're forgiving someone else, even forgiving yourself, is an illusion, okay? So it's actually the construct in which it is referred to as your world, right? So you're actually forgiving your world. Now, your world is, of course, in your mind, in the dreamer's mind, and you're part of it. So you're not forgiving someone else because you're forgiving your little person mind. You're actually forgiving somebody else because you're forgiving the dreamer mind. The dreamer is forgiving them. So it gets a little more complex as in our comprehension of trying to understand what the dreamer mind is all about and what is an illusion, and essentially the details in which forgiveness applies to. But of course, for this lesson, you are attempting to let go and to see someone and anyone and everyone as perfectly innocent and holy, because that's what you would see if you actually forgave them. So in that understanding that if you have anyone in your mind that you don't like, any politician you really wish wasn't around, or anything that is usable, because you don't see absolute perfection and holiness there. Okay? So it is the presence of, say, an attack thought on yourself, because they are a thought within your mind. You are a thought within your mind. Okay, so this whole idea as far as what you're forgiving, God is the love in which I forgive blank. God is the love in which I forgive myself. Now, what is essentially that recognition of what God's love is? Now, God's love is essentially in every format of all existence. So it is present all the time. So in that same recognition is that the totality of the universe is this relationship between God and the Son. And that is love, first dimension love. So the fact that we have existence together. And then this energy of the spiritual universe is quite literally the presence of love. It is the way in which this relationship exists. It looks like this, okay? And so that representation, that representative of the Son of God and the Father makes this imagery. So it seems a little abstract, a little hard to understand, but essentially you can say the energy of the universe is the love of God. You can also say everything that energy represented is also the love of God. So as you might think that a person is not the love of God, like they're the devil. And yet the holographic representation, the energy of all existence, is making everything seem real to you. So if you're even seeing literally the devil, they are all 3 degrees of this love, in which God's love and you are, and what it all is. So to deny anyone of the recognition or the presence of love, or what they actually truly are, is to deny yourself. To see it in them, you literally see it in yourself. You deny them, you deny yourself. You take it from them, you take it from yourself. And it's not literally taking. It's not literally seeing. Not physically, but the fact in which you believe. So you will see what you believe because it's made real to you. You will not know love as much as you believe someone is not worthy of love. You will not recognize what love is, or the truth of this is, while you believe anyone out there does not also. So of course, yes, it's a lot to take in, because of this idea of love is so abstract, so arbitrary, so confusing. It's like we don't even really know what love is. So let's come back to it. We got love as in between two people, a relationship, right? We got love. I love you. Oh my God, I love you so much, right? Okay, so that is between two people. So to forgive the person is to recognize that you're not actually ever in love with somebody else. There's no body there in which you're in love with. You don't have to go this far yet, but remember, you're actually still in the presence of what is the relationship between the Son and the Father. And this is just a representation of what you believe in the knowledge of good and evil on top of it. You can't see it as it actually is because it's unforgiven. You see it in opposition instead. Okay, so, wow, right? Wow. So, the reason God is never condemned also applies to the fact that the world's an illusion, is because condemnation is referred to as set apart or set separately. So in the same fashion as to share, in the same way we share a mind is to make alike. So this is to say we are the same. Okay? Condemnation is to say we are different. God can't condemn you because God is one with you. If it was to say I'm separate from you, it would be taking the position in which you believe you're separate from God. You and no one is separate at all. This really should be a beautiful thing to discover, and it might be a little bit abstract in the sense of comprehending what love is. But as far as forgiving other people, that's where it starts. Now, A Course in Miracles does talk about the fact that forgiveness is much deeper than a pardon of someone's sins. But it's likely that you're applying in this fashion of this lesson in that exact thing, pardoning of their sins in which you've judged against them, right? So it gets pretty intense when you can think about getting deeper than that everything literally is and all judgments of the interpretation of the world. It gets really down deep in there.